We have traveled all over Kenya and East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need to improve their farms,
get better yields,
and become profitable farmers. We will see how farmers across the region can learn from experts and from each other in every way.
Join us and our experts on this journey
and share their families' experiences as they make these changes.
Karibu to the Shamba Shape-Up Safari.
Young people do not see farming as glamorous. For them, a farmer is like their parents or their grandparents who toil hard but get little.
But that is changing now. Young people are tapping into farming as a source of income and improving their lives.
Boniface and his family have been farming for the last 20 years in Kanju area in Kirinyaga County.
Boniface has allowed his son Paul to take over the farming activities on their farm. It's good to see a young man so keen to be a good farmer. Working hard together, they grow maize, sugarcane, mangoes, and bananas.
Their youngest son Paul, who is just 19, has finished high school and is very keen to pick up farming. But he has a lot to learn. We like to see young people going into farming, so we have come to help out.
So, we pitched the tent and got down to business. Paul, we found you, finally.
I'm happy.
It's good to find you here working very, very hard.
Yes.
How long have you been farming?
I've been farming for 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
How has it been?
Okay, farming has been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
So you love doing it?
I love farming.
So what were you doing before then?
Before farming?
Yeah.
I've been in school.
Oh, you were in school?
Yeah.
So when did you finish?
Last year, but one.
That's from 4?
Yeah, that's from 4.
Ah, that's great.
Yes,
And you decided
I decided to farm.
Working
in Shamba.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice.
So Paul, what do you grow on the Shamba?
I do grow maize, bananas, beans, flax beans, those.
What challenges are you facing in growing some of those crops?
Okay, challenges are very many. One, lack of enough rain. Two, a plant like flax beans, we need a lot of, it needs a lot of chemicals, and they are very, very costly.
Yes.
So I do not manage to buy those chemicals. That's another challenge. Yes.
Have you ever had your soil tested?
No, never.
No.
Never.
Never.
Okay, so I think we do that first.
Okay.
So we can establish what's the problem with the soil if it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe that can help us in understanding what is the problem with your crops.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes, and then he can understand what he needs to grow.
Yes.
All right, okay. Soil test first. Paul says that despite all his efforts on the farm, some of their crops were not doing well. So, we've called upon soil cares to see if the problem is in the soil.
So I'm going to show Paul how to take a soil sample. Yeah.
To collect a good sample, you'll need a soil auger or a panga. Insert the auger straight into the soil about 20 centimeters deep. Turn the auger several times to cut out the soil. Then pull it out carefully. Place the soil in the sample bag. Repeat this process about 20 times in different areas of your shamba in a zigzag pattern.
Is that all, or do you have to pick it from somewhere else?
Now we have to do the same process 15 to 20 different spots on this farm.
And why is that?
So that we can have a representative sample for the whole farm. Then we shall mix up the soil to represent that farm.
Then label the bag with your name, address, size of the shamba, and take it to the lab. After 2 hours, the lab will give us the results.
As we waited for the results, we got to watch some interesting videos on the lab's TV.
That was quick. Naomi, how long did it take?
2 hours.
2 hours. Now, give us the results.
Paul, your soil is good. Your soil acidity is 5.0. So you'll have to lime your soil with 450 kilograms of agricultural lime. On your soil fertility, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and other micronutrients. Potassium is the only low nutrient in your soil.
Okay, what is potassium?
Potassium is the macronutrient in the soil that is used for fruiting in your crops.
Okay.
Therefore, your seed formation in beans will not be good without potassium.
Okay.
Yeah. Therefore, you need to apply a fertilizer known as muriate of potash from mare, 20 kilograms. On your soil, other crops that can do well are tubers, sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes, and in other root-forming crops.
Wonderful. Thank you, Timothy. Following the regular soil care's advice will help you to take good care of your soil and ensure long-term soil fertility and high yields. This means increased income. Paul had explained to us that part of his problems was unreliable rainfall. This is a result of climate change. We invited an expert from the Ministry of Agriculture to talk to us about how Paul can adapt to climate change. Now, how is climate change affecting farmers?
Climate change, we are talking of unreliable rainfall, unusual temperatures, where we are having frost affecting crops. Sometimes you have excess rainfall, other times you are having rainfall at times when they are not expected. So that when they plant, sometimes they are not very sure that they are going to harvest.
So what can Paul do?
First of all, you can try to harvest the retro water which comes. Even if it's the retro rainfall, you can actually harvest that water. Either through runoff, you can actually construct a water pan in your farm, or you can also use gutters to collect the rainfall water so that you can store it in a storage tank. You can also try to look for crops which don't require a lot of rainfall. Like maize, we are telling you don't plant those varieties that require a lot of rainfall. Plant those varieties that take a short time. Instead of planting the 6 cereals that you plant here, you plant the varieties that are going to mature early. Don't rely on one crop, you do intercropping. So you are sure when one fails, at least you'll be able to harvest something.
Since this area of Kanjo sees very different patterns of rain each year, Mr. Wambugu advised Paul to diversify their crops and to include drought-tolerant crops like pigeon peas. He also recommended intercropping beans, which are already growing in the field with other vegetables. Intercropping is growing 2 or more crops together on the same plot. The goal is to produce a greater yield from the same size of land by making use of the space that could not otherwise be used by a crop on its own. The other reasons why intercropping is good are you get more harvest per unit area. Your yields are more likely to be stable if there is bad weather. Your soil fertility will improve. You will have better pest and disease control. You will save money because you spend less on labor and field operations. Boniface has put up a very small gutter to harvest the water from the roof. His wife and children have to make several trips to the river in order to fetch enough water for the household, the cow, and the chickens. Shamba Shepherd put new gutters all around the house to harvest as much water as possible from the roof, so the family can have more time to put to good use.
Proper nutrition is very important. Children who are well nourished tend to be productive, healthy, stronger, and learn well in school. I called Julia, a nutrition expert with real impact, to have a look at the family land and see what advice she could give us and help us to improve what they eat. Yeah, Julia, we've been walking around the farm. So what advice do you have for our farmers?
Manjambura, as we have walked around your Shamba, I've seen you have bananas and cassava. These crops are not enough to boost or to make a complete nutrition for your family. That's why I've come up with a new crops that you can grow to make your nutrition complete. Here I've come with the orange sweet potato that has vitamin A. It has a lot of caroline. We can use it to make chapati, juice. You can also eat it raw. Beetroot is known for the capability of reducing high blood pressure and also adding blood to your body. Also, I've come with other vegetables that I've not seen in the Shamba. Sukuma wiki has vitamin C that is very essential in our bodies. We have spinach here that has a lot of iron. Mothers or women lose a lot of blood, maybe during birth, maybe during menstruation periods, but when you take this, your body is repaired. This is moringa. Moringa is a unique plant because it has so many minerals, it has proteins, it has calcium, and it is in different states. You can use the leaves when they are like this, when they are green, you can dry them and get powder, and you can be using this powder in different food that you make.
If your water source is not very clean, you can purify your water using moringa seeds. Boil the water, then make a powder by crushing the moringa seeds in a bowl. Add them into your water and then let it cool for 30 minutes. Strain the water to remove the seeds. Now, could you teach us how to cook this?
Sure, because different vegetables here are cooked in different ways in order to maintain the nutrition value, because even overcooking kills what is in the vegetables.
Julia showed us how to make a nutritious meal using the ingredients she knows the family can grow on this farm. It is important to make each meal well balanced with some vegetables for taste and vitamins. Some starch like cassava and matoke for energy, and finally, some fresh, colorful vegetables on top, like carrot and beetroot for minerals and vitamins. Remember, do not cook vegetables for very long. Overcooking kills the vitamins in the vegetables, so they are not healthy anymore. The only thing this meal is missing now is some protein. We better see about those chickens.
Naomi, do you remember when you were in school and you didn't work very, very hard, especially in mathematics? I know you did poorly there. And you were told as a punishment they're going to send you to the village to become a farmer.
Oh, yes, I remember. But times have changed. Now farming is viewed as a business.
Exactly. And as we saw from young Paul, young people are turning into farming. More after the break. To receive all Shamba Shape Up leaflets, SMS the word all with your name and address to 30606. If you'd like to receive just a leaflet for this farm, SMS farmer, that's the name of the farmer, with your name and address to 30606.
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. We are still in Kanju in Kirinyaga County.
We've met a young man who has embraced farming. He's very hardworking. There's still a lot to be done, so let's get on with it.
Before the break, we tested their soil and also found out how to make their children healthier.
We talked climate change and learned what Paul can do to protect the farm.
Now let's look at some other aspects of the Shamba that need our help.
Older farmers are encouraged to lease their Shambas to the next generation. By leasing these Shambas to the youth, it will get them into farming. So I went to talk to Mzee Boniface to find out why he decided to allow Paul to farm on his land, which we think is an excellent idea. Mr. Boniface, many parents find it very hard to give a piece of their land to their sons or daughters to farm or to do their agriculture in. Why are you different? Why have you allowed your sons to start farming in your land?
I have done this after I saw Paul through school, and when he finished, he had nothing to do but idle around with me. He could not get employment, so I thought it wise to give him some land where he can farm. And then I saw his determination. He's a very hard-working boy. When he harvested and got some money, he shared it with me, and I was able to pay school fees for his siblings.
So what he gets from the Shamba, he gives to you, and you're able to use that money to pay school, like for instance, school fees? Mm-hmm. When did you notice the interest that he has in farming?
Well, I saw this just when he started farming. He started small, but I saw his determination. He started small, but soon it started to grow.
So you're seeing a very bright future for him in farming.
And even if he is not employed, I am sure he is going to be a great farmer.
And there you have it. Boniface says that Paul is very hardworking, and every time he works on the Shamba and gets some money, he usually helps in the family by paying school fees and other such things. This is very encouraging. And as he said, he sees a bright future in Paul. He sees a very hardworking man who will be self-employed, and he thinks that his Shamba will be in safe hands in the future. Well done, Boniface.
Fake, counterfeit, knockoff, and pass-off farm products are widely available in Kenya. They damage the reputation of brands owned by both Kenyan and foreign manufacturers and harm consumers, sometimes so much that they get very sick. Mr. Moshiri, Paul here has told us that he grows French beans, and when he sprays the pesticides, the French beans don't do well. Yeah. So what could be the problem?
The problem could be that he either applied the wrong chemical, or he did wrong application, or he used an ineffective chemical. So there are 3 faults.
Right.
Yes.
So how can you tell the difference between the fake one and the correct one?
For a farmer, it is not easy, simply because the counterfeiters have gone so high in terms of technology. However, there is a way of avoiding getting the counterfeit products. One, there are people who go selling directly into their farms. These are the major sources of counterfeit products. 2, there are also some shops within the villages who sell, amongst other things, they also do a bit of pesticides. These are the most likely sources of the counterfeit products. For a farmer, you have to ensure that you get your materials or your pesticides from the right source.
How can you tell the difference? Because they all look the same.
By way of the packaging. So by virtue of looking at these packs, you might not make the difference. But when you do the actual analysis of the content, you find that the fake one has 0 active ingredient, while the genuine one has the right quantity of the active ingredient. What the farmer should do when you are purchasing pesticides from a licensed agrovet, ensure that you keep receipts, and that receipt should be showing the type of product you bought in addition to the date, as well as the name of the agrovet.
Caleb, an expert from Ultravetis, is worried about the chickens because their house has so many problems. With a bad chicken house, the chickens can never be healthy or lay many eggs. Paul, for how long have you been keeping chickens?
I've been keeping chickens for allowed 2 years.
Now, Caleb, you've observed the chicken house and the chickens themselves. And what do you think?
How many chicken do you have here?
Around 10.
10.
Yeah.
And among them, how many cocks do you have?
Allowed 4.
4
cocks.
To mean you have 6 females.
Yeah.
That's good. The hens are good, and the ratio of cocks to hens is also good. Paul, what challenges do you have in your house?
There are these small tunakujaga when the chicken are laying. They usually go there. Yeah.
Are you talking about the parasites which attack your birds, especially when they are laying, and that keeps disturbing your birds?
Mostly those.
What other problem do you face?
Other problem is some diseases.
The main problems are the house is too small, dirty, and has holes where rats and insects can get in, bringing diseases with them.
We have a solution for that one.
Okay.
I can see there is a cock there. Is that one of your chicken?
That one is not mine.
I would like to tell you that chicken from the neighborhood could be carrying diseases. However, you need to protect your birds even before they get in contact with the chicken from the neighborhood. These birds are susceptible to various diseases, including Newcastle, Gumboro, fall pox, fall typhoid, and fall cholera. For you to prevent some of the diseases, you do vaccination.
If the family wants to increase their chicken flock so that they can feed the family better and supplement their income, they need to do some simple things. First, they need to vaccinate the chickens and give the hens some nice, dark, and soft laying boxes to lay their eggs in. Then they need to control the parasites like fleas, which are irritating the chickens. You can use a product called Ectomine to stop fleas and lice on chickens. Mix 5 milliliters in 4 liters of water in a bucket. We used 12 liters of water with 15 milliliters of Ectomine to do all Paul's chickens. Then, taking each bird, gently dip them into the solution, taking care not to put their head under the water. The chickens should not drink the solution. After dipping, you can use the remaining solution to sprinkle all around the chicken house in order to kill any pests hiding there. Remember, only do this when the chickens are out of the house. Remember, when using any chemicals, you should read the instructions to know how much to use and how and when to apply. Wear protective clothing. Do not let chemicals touch your skin.
After all advice that I've seen from our experts here, I can see that after 5 years to come, I can be a better farmer who can produce a lot of food and transport them not only in our family but even to the county.
Naomi, I think our work is done here. We have covered everything we needed to.
Yes, Tony, we shall be back in 5 years. It has been another fantastic Shamba Shape Up, and we shall see you next time.
Shamba Shape Up is online. To learn more about today's topics or to watch any of our previous episodes, visit shambashapeup.com, select the episode and click play. You could also visit our Facebook page, Shamba Shape Up, to get more information, get involved in discussions, and also get a chance to enter some of our great competition to win great prizes. You can also find us on Twitter @Shamba Shape Up.